Welcome to July. It is raining as usual, and I'm sat in my office just doing a quick stock check, and I've come across a car that I somewhat regret buying, to say the least. So let's have a quick look at this, shall we? So this car, this is the stock that I've got advertised at the moment on Auto Trader. So it might not look a lot, but we tend to turn our slots fairly quickly, or we try to do. But there are some cars that are jumping off the page on here. And as you can see on the days in stock, there is one that is jumping out in particular. And that's this Mercedes-Benz SLK 55 AMG. Now these things are rare as hen's teeth. And I bought it, are you ready for this? On the 25th of March 2022, which is coming up for 2.5 years ago. So we tend to turn stock fairly quickly. So as a rule, as a car dealer, you want to be turning half your stock that you've got advertised in a month. You need to be turning that every month. Now I, for some reason, seem to do a little bit better than that. We tend to turn usually 100% of what we've got advertised, but I think that's because if we've got 10 slots available and we sell 5 in 2 weeks, I put another 5 on, they might go, you know what I mean? It's not all 10. Anyway, this bloody Merc, basically I bought it off a friend of a friend, and this is back when I was at my last unit, so that's how long it's been. I've been here 18 months, nearly 2 years. And she came in. It's a 2-owner car, which is super rare. It's done 30,000 miles, which again is rare. It's got really nice provenance as well, so there's nice service history with it. And she basically came in, and the reason it's a 2-owner car is because it was owned by her husband, who sadly passed away. And it was then went through the probate and through the estate and ended up in her name. So it's her car. She sold it to me, and she asked me what I'd give for it. I asked her what she needed, and she gave me a number, and I nearly fell off my chair. I thought, I can't go wrong. I've got to buy this car. Now, when I first bought the car, it had a satin matte black wrap on it, which I didn't like, and I never buy cars with wraps on. But when you buy something for the right money, you just think, if it needs a full respray, we might still get out of it. Maybe. You kind of covered a little bit with margin. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we pulled this wrap off as the first thing we did with the car. When we pulled it off, we noticed. Now, the wrap, by the way, her son did, and we got an invoice for it. Her son worked at a vehicle wrapping place. It was a birthday present, did a wrap for her. Why you go from beautiful metallic black into satin wrap, I don't know. But it was a thing for a while, wasn't it, if you remember? It needs to stop. Just stop with the satin wrap. Anyway, so we pulled the wrap off. The pillars on the back of the car by the windscreen, they both needed painting. And the front bumper had a crack in it, which you couldn't tell because of the wrap. So I took it onto the body shop. Well, the body shop had de-wrapped it, to be fair. It was already there. And he said, look, Rob, you've got a problem with this because when we try and paint this car, we're going to have to plastic weld that damage on the bumper first. And if you plastic weld it, it's going to release oils, and the oils might well react with the paint. So it's going to look a bugger's muddle if you try and fix that. Buy a new bumper. All right, Danny, mate, thank you for that. So Danny's the painter, went to buy a new bumper. You cannot get them second-hand. You can't get them on eBay. You can't get them from salvage yards. You can't find a full car braking. And the only cars that I did come across have all had a front-end impact, which, of course, they would have done because it's a 5-litre V8 sat into a little SLK. So, of course, it's had a front-end crash because they're notoriously skittish. So I've ended up going to Mercedes and spending £1,000 on a bumper. Anyway, swallow it. Danny painted it. It was a couple of £100. And I thought, right, we can move on with our lives now. Let's get it in for a service because it's not had a service in a while. And I looked through all the service history, of which it has plenty of, and it's not had a major service in a long time. So I thought, let's take it to a specialist rather than to Merc. Even though, to be fair to Merc, they're not terrible. And we had all 16 spark plugs replaced, the gearbox oil done, the rear diff oil done, engine oil and filter done, new battery on the car as well because it kept on draining the battery. We'll go on to that in a minute. And the total bill for that was around about £1,500. So we're now knocking on the door of £3,000 into the car because we had to pay to de-wrap it as well and to get the glue off. So I then took it for an MOT. MOT'd the car, advised on discs and pads. Now with this being a 2005 car, it's like the pre-changeover on these. So 05 are arguably the better variant, which is another reason I wanted to buy it because they've got the bigger brakes and they're a slightly lower tax bracket. Now, because they've got the bigger brakes, makes them a more attractive car for someone to buy. But Jesus Christ, £1,500 for discs and pads. Could not get them any cheaper, searched high and low. So, did the discs and pads on it. We're now into £4,500 worth of prep. The radio kept on turning off. Don't know why, but it just wasn't working. So I thought, well, I'll tell you what I'll do, because it's cheaper and because it'll add, I think, a bit of value, I'm going to get one of those Apple CarPlay radios. So I went on eBay and bought one for 150 quid or whatever it was. Turned up, totally wrong. Totally wrong. Had an auto electrician in. He spent weeks on that. I ended up spending 500 quid with this guy trying to get this bloody stereo to work. And in the end, he got it to work, but he couldn't get it to work through the amp. Right, so I ended up buying a second-hand original head unit for it, 250 quid. See how it's adding up? So then put that in, stopped turning off and on, we got it working fine, but we still weren't getting any sound through the amp. So we took the amp out, I tried to find someone that would repair it. No one gets involved in those old amps anymore because they're so old, so I thought, right, sod it, let's buy a new one. Mercedes don't do them anymore. Went onto eBay, bought an amp, same part number, turned up, wrong amp. Bollocks. Then went back onto eBay, bought another amp that was quite a bit more money. I thought, well, this is probably the right one. Turned it was the right amp, got it fitted. The stereo now works. Hallelujah. Car's got a battery drainer. We've done 4 batteries on it. Turns out, heated seat module, new heated seat module on it. The list goes on. Anyway, I listed the car. I got a phone call on it from a lovely gentleman up in Glasgow. Looking for an SLK. I've got an SL at the moment, but my wife's wheelchair won't fit in the boot of the SL. But I've had an SLK before, and believe it or not, Rob, it'll fit in the boot of an SLK, but not an SL. So I was somewhat perplexed by this situation, but he said it's something to do with the depth of it. Okay, so fine. He left the deposit on the car and he wanted it delivered. I said, look, it'd be really helpful if you come pick this car up rather than getting it delivered. No. I don't want to say he's elderly, that's not fair, but he's a bit older. So I was like, right, okay, we can arrange delivery, let's sort it. Can you ceramic coat the car for me, Rob? Yes, we can. How much is it? I said, well, it's normally 500 quid, but the car's basically ready for it. 250 quid. Cool, done. Paid us that. We then delivered the car up to Scotland, and lo and behold, his wife's wheelchair won't fit in the boot. So it's back in my bloody showroom. So we've listed it back up for sale again now, and we just have to see if we get on with this car. But you know when you get to a point with the car where you just think, I don't want to look at it anymore. I just don't want to look at it anymore, and I'm just trying to grin and bear it. The good news on this car is 2 things. Number 1, they've gone up in value. So when I bought it, I thought it was 20 grand retail. It's now up at 23. We'll have a quick look at it on here again. So here it is. So it's showing days in stock as 220 days. It's not. It's 220 days live. And if we look at the analytics since it's last been online, so this is the latest adverts here. So from the 22nd, which is when we basically refunded the car and took it back in, it's had 14,500 search appearances, 900 people have actually looked at the car, 22 people have saved it, and 9 people have been on the website. So that's really positive. I think the car will sell. I really do. I really hope so. Anyway, so have I made a mistake? Do I trade it on? I really don't know at this stage. The other good news as well is, because all the prep that was done on the car was being done over the last couple of years, this year, that profit margin is technically classed as what I bought it for or what I'm selling it for, because all that costs were offset into last year's profits. So I've got the entire margin again. Man maths. Let's have a look what else we've got in stock. So just dive onto the advertised stock and just have a look at some of my more of my mistakes on here. This isn't one. Audi A1, beautiful car. It is white pan roof, auto, heated leather, black edition, got the right wheels, got all the black trims. It's on at 14 grand. It's a full Audi service history on it as well, bar the one that we've just done. And yeah, been on 34 days. We've had 2 people on it, both of which wanted a discount, both of which got told no. Well, actually, that's a lie. I did a deal for the first one because he came on it within like a few days, and I just said, look, if we keep this car in for another month, it's going to cost us another couple hundred quid in advertising. So if you want to buy it now, 13.8. Okay, so I never heard from him again. Did a walk-around video, did everything, never heard from him. Right, so I'm not concerned about that car. The Ferrari is a story for a different day. And it basically involves Rob getting a little bit cocky and arrogant and thinking we've had 3 really good months here. Let's start selling Ferraris. Basically, one came up. Right time, right place. Big mistake. Anyway, we've had it in stock for 10 months now. I've reduced the price. I think it's going to sell. The analytics are showing me it's going to sell, which is all well and good until the car actually goes. Jaguar F-Type, that thing is absolutely gorgeous. So on this car, we have black packed it. So we've done all of this in black. We've done the side vents in black and the grills in black, and we've done these wheels. I was going to do them black, and I've done them in kind of like an anthracite, but a really dark one. And I just think that car looks the absolute bollocks now. That's been on for, I bought that off Facebook. It's been on, what we're doing now, for 7 days. We've not had any inquiries. What are the analytics saying? Who cares? Does it sell the car? We've had a total of 400 advert views and 12 saves. So that's positive. Quite a rare thing. There's not a lot of those about. So other cars we've got in stock at the moment, Lexus LC500. I've just spotted that wasn't advertised. So it's been online 5 days, but it hasn't. Literally 20 minutes ago and did the first take for this video that was rubbish. So I've done it again. This thing is super, super cool. Super cool. Super rare. There are a few on Auto Trader, but not in this colour. And this colour combo, look at that. Absolutely gorgeous car. Look at the interior. It's bold. I love the rear seats on it. Wait for it. Oh, absolute sex is that car. Carbon fibre roof. It's got the uprated sound system. There we are, Mark Levinson. It's got a heads-up display. That is gorgeous. But I've made a cock-up with that car, and I'll do a video on that another day. So that's that one. And then what else have we got in? We have got Lotus Emira. This one came in on through TikTok randomly. So this isn't actually my car, I don't own it, and this is something called sale or return. I don't do a lot of it, but I would like to do more of it. This bloke, really nice guy called Richard, bought this car new, it's done 139 miles, it's not moved out of his garage, and sadly is getting divorced. So we've actually got someone on that car. They're coming down on Saturday. Look at that exposed gear linkage. Oh, sexy, sexy thing. Hopefully we can get it done and get a deal done for him. Then we have got a Porsche Panamera. We've looked at that, looked at the Merc. Yeah, Porsche, sorry, we'll go in order, shall we? Nissan GTR. This is a super nice car. So this car has done, it's done a bit of miles, done 77k. Bought it through another trader who just does trade to trade. It's had 5 owners, which is really good for one of these. Loads of service history. It's a Litchfield car as well, so it's 600 horsepower. And overall, it's just a sexy thing. Got a bloke, wants to come down Saturday, wanted some finance numbers, just wants to walk around, video the car. Unfortunately, it's up on the ramp in the showroom, so we're going to pull that down this afternoon. Then we've got the Porsche Panamera. I bought that off a mate who is another car dealer, been going as long as I have, and he has just bought a Lamborghini Huracan, so he wanted to get out of this. Now, he offered me this car because I actually, one of his cars broke down on delivery near me, and I went out and sorted it for him. And so he offered me this car as a bit of a gesture. Got a hell of a margin across it. Really, really cool car, but I know that they take ages to sell. But the margin is good enough for me to sit on that. How nice is that? Really, really nice thing. And that's where we're at with cars that are advertised. Was there one below it? I feel like there was. Toyota Supra. Super cool. This came in off Motorway. Bought this off Motorway, gave the absolute earth for it, but it's a GR Pro. It's got all the toys on it. It's 2 owners, full Land Rover, full Toyota service history. Really, really nice car, and it's got an exhaust on it, and the original exhaust is included. Let's have a look at the advert. You can see the pictures of this car. This is a cool looking thing. Look at that. Wasn't sure on silver initially, but actually I think it looks really cool. That's my Subaru in the background. I'll do a video on that another day. But yeah, look at the exhaust. Whoa. I'm pretty sure I've got Callum to take a photo, carbon interior, beautiful, of the exhaust by the car. Has he done it? I know he has, because I edited these. Yeah, original exhaust with it. So that's cool, isn't it? Other cars that we've got going through the process. So Callum's on with washing an M5 with this new chap called Sam at the moment, teaching him how to wash properly. So we've got an M5 coming in, some 20,000 miles on a 16 plate. We've got a Skoda Superb coming in, some 47,000 miles, just come out of the body shop because it needed a bit. Got a Golf R in, done 47k, 2 owners, really nice, 17 plate, in gunmetal grey with radar cruise control. And it looks like it's had a map as well, and goes like stink. Got the Merc in there, got a 420 that we're going to do a video on because we're going to modify that car for sale. Got Mercedes-Benz E63 and the panoramic sunroof is stuck open. Came in at the weekend. And then we've got a Cactus that came in part exchange. That's going through the process. I'm just looking on the cameras now. And a Focus ST that was misfiring its knob off, and we've now fixed that, or Callum has. And then in the car park, we've got the pile of Too Hard for now, and I'll show you that another day, but we've got a Maserati in there, which is a headache. Anyway, I'm going to keep the Merc for a little bit longer and see how we get on, and I'll keep you updated with what's going through the process and what we've got coming in stock-wise, because it's always changing. Oh, I've bought 3 this week as well. I bought a Seat Leon FR, that's a cool looking thing, bought it out of auction though, which I don't like doing, but when you're struggling, you just do it. Bought a Alfa Romeo Alfa 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 Romeo. Alfa Romeo. Jesus. Bought an Alfa Romeo. This job. Message your head up. Alfa Romeo, Giulietta. That's coming in. It looked like good value, not my sort of stock, but it just looked like a pitch filler. And I have hopefully bought a good friend's Mercedes-Benz A45 as well, which is stage 2. Been to Mallory Performance, which is a Mr. Armstrong's favourite haunt. So yeah, plenty of stuff coming through. I've got a fish tank coming this afternoon because at the weekend I bought some fish to go in the tropical fish tank, and they're not getting on, they're all eating each other. But my missus really likes one of them. She's like a little white plec, an albino plec. She's like, oh, I really like him. And so now I feel guilty for flushing him down the toilet, so I've bought a new fish tank for him. So that's coming. I'm going to set it up in my office here. So, hopefully you found that interesting. I'm going to start doing a stock take every week if I can, if I've got the time, and just kind of keep you updated with what's going on. But yeah, this is what happens behind the scenes. This is what I do in the office, buying and selling cars. The lads are hopefully going to have this M5 finished soon. We'll get that photographed and online today, and hopefully get that Skoda online today as well. And let's get some deals done. Cheerio!